What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Back here again on Madden 25, here for another rebuild, as today we're going to be doing a throwback rebuild. You guys seem to have enjoyed these so far. We just did RG3 and the Redskins. That one was a ton of fun. So we're going back to that same year and doing Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers as well. We all remember how good Cam Newton was on the Carolina Panthers. So let's just go ahead, jump in, rewind the time, and do a Cam Newton Carolina Panthers rebuild in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. So more specifically, this is the 2011-2012 season. So this is when Cam Newton was actually a rookie. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup that we have around Cam Newton. So Cam Newton, of course, as the quarterback, you have DeAngelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart, Steve Smith. Outside of Steve Smith, there's not a ton of good wide receiver talent, unfortunately. You have Gross, Warren, Khalil, Bernardo, I don't know how to say that name. Ota, Greg Olsen. You have Shockey as well. Defensively, you got Martin, Anderson, Beeson, Thomas Davis. I don't know a ton of Captain Munnerland. I remember him, and then Greg Hardy I also remember. But honestly, not a lot of names I recognize on the defense other than like Thomas Davis and Captain Munnerland and Greg Hardy. I do recognize those names, but honestly, I don't recognize a ton of these names on defense. But obviously, we're going to see how season number 1 goes with Cam Newton leading the way. This should be exciting to see how this team ends up. So let's go ahead. Without further ado, let's simulate year number 1. Let's see if Cam Newton can lead us to the playoffs in year 1. And of course, we'll continue to build this roster up as we go along. We got to get him some more wide receiver talent outside of Steve Smith. Let's just go ahead and see how we do in year 1 with Cam Newton's rookie season underway. So at the end of year number 1 at Cam Newton's rookie season, we actually finish up at 9-8 and make the playoffs, which is exciting. And we take a look at the player stats. Offensively, 7th NFL, and defensively, we are, we were 13th NFL. So by the way, I'm also recording this on Friday, obviously a day before all the Saturday three Saturday games, which is going to be a ton of fun to watch. Hopefully some good ones because, man, the last 4 NFL games have been rough. We had the Saints, Packers, the 2 Christmas Day games, and then Chicago, Seattle. It's been terrible lately. Hopefully it turns up. But 26-11 from Cam Newton. DeAngelo Williams, 11 touchdowns, 830 yards. Also, you guys probably won't see this video until Monday. And if you're a Panthers fan watching this, I beg you to do me a favor and beat the Bucks on Sunday. That way I don't have to, stress going into Monday night or to Sunday Night Football when we play the Falcons as a Commanders fan. But defensively, sacks-wise, we had 10.5 from Charles Johnson, 4.5 from Thomas Davis, and you had 4 interceptions from Beeson and 4 from Chris Gamble. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in and play. Who are we playing again? It's the Atlanta Falcons, ironically enough. So let's see if we could beat them in round 1 of the playoffs and go on a deep run in Cam Newton's rookie season. So this is probably going to be Matt Ryan in the Falcons. Yeah, so Matt Ryan, of course, is the quarterback for the Falcons. We're in Atlanta. Let's see how this one goes. So we are going to go down 3-0, and we will respond with a field goal and then get an interception. And now we're up 10-3. So that's nice. And now we're going to tie it up 10-10. And now we got ourselves a close game here in the 3rd quarter. But the Falcons will take the 13-10 lead. Can we respond with a touchdown or a field goal? We tie it up 13-13. A minute 9 left in the clock. Cam Newton legacy drive to win a game here. No, we're in overtime. Can we go score on our overtime possession? No, we cannot. The Falcons are going to beat us 13-16, unfortunately, in this very first season. But like I said, there's still a lot of things we can do to improve the roster. I could have jumped in and saved the day and won it, but didn't think it was necessary at this point. Let's just go ahead, get in the offseason, and further build this roster around Cam Newton. So the Chargers beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and we have $74 million in cap space. So let's go ahead and take a look to see who is all a free agent. So we have DeAngelo Williams, who just regressed like crazy. He was just like an 80-something overall, and now he's a 77. So that's a little disappointing. Schwartz is a free agent. You have Dan Connors, a free agent. Charles Godfrey, Jordan Sin, Derek Anderson, Gary Barnage, Jeremy Shockey. Okay, well, I guess we can go ahead and re-sign Dan Connor. And we can re-sign some of these guys for depth, obviously. So Dan Connor will come back, which is nice. But none of these guys are like significant free agents by any means. We can also bring back Jeff Schwartz as well. Sure, why not? We can bring him back. Have ourselves some depth at the guard position. So we'll have that. DeAngelo Williams, I'll probably let go considering he just went down to a 77 overall. Let's go ahead and get into free agency, and we'll see what we can dive into when we get in there. And I'm also curious to see what development trait Cam Newton was given. Assuming it'll be superstar X Factor or at least superstar, but I guess we'll go look and see if that ends up being the case. Cam Newton is a superstar, not a superstar X Factor. So superstar, which is nice. And then one other thing we need to do, which I don't think I did, is, as you guys know, the generate best lineup button does not work, which is super annoying. Really unfortunate that is still broken. Although I'm assuming we already have the best lineup anyway. But if you go to auto reorder depth chart, you can it works again. It's so dumb how you have to do that now. I don't know what happened, and Madden has yet to fix it, but regardless, let's just make sure we have our best players in the lineup. That way we can kind of clear what we really need in this free agency. So we definitely need another wide receiver. Offensive line is actually good enough that I'm not even going to worry about it. Greg Olsen also went up to star development, which is good, so I love that. And then Jonathan Stewart is our running back for next season, but a wide receiver is so necessary. Definitely some pieces on the defense is very necessary as well. That's probably where we're mainly weak. So let's just go ahead and dive into free agency, and let's see what we can acquire in free agency. So we've made 4 offers in free agency, and it's honestly not that good of a free agency class, but here are the offers we've made. So we're going for Tyvon Branch, Brandon Flowers, Rome Simpson, and Matt Giordano, I think is how you say it. So hoping to get Branch at 25 years old and 80 overall star dev strong safety. And we do get him, so that's fantastic. So we're going to get everybody we offered a contract to, and hopefully get Giordano to accept too, and he does. So those are our 4 acquisitions through free agency. Like I said, it was not that great of a free agency class. It was good for offensive linemen, but I felt decent enough about our O-line that I wasn't going to go after. So, or I'll go after anybody. So main thing we need in this draft is another weapon. We signed one in free agency, which is fine, which he's only a 73 overall. Or I guess his regression's down to a 3 overall at the morale or whatever, but that'll be fixed in due time. Defensively, we got Giordano and Branch as our brand new safeties. D-line could definitely use some help too, but it's not the worst in the world. Another corner, which we signed Brandon Flowers, so that should help at least. But the main thing to me going to this draft is we need to draft Cam Newton, another weapon at wide receiver, and that will be the game plan in doing so. So we'll be picking at number 20, so I'm kind of curious to see who is available to us at number 20, and it'll also be interesting to kind of see who goes. So Andrew Luck, or RG3 ended up in Washington again, so that's funny. Justin Blackman went, Trent Richardson went, Morris Claiborne went, Ryan Tannehill, Gilmore. Wow, Luke Kuechly. Damn, getting Luke Kuechly again would have been awesome, of course. But let's take a look to see who is available. So we have Mark Barron, Riley Reif, Mitchell Schwartz, who is a beast, if I remember. Josh Norman is interesting. He's listed on free safety in this draft class, which is very funny. But we all remember how good he was for Carolina. And I'm not sure there's a good wide receiver. Like Brian Quick does not strike me as the wide receiver that I want, and low-key there's not. I guess there's Alshon Jeffrey. We might be able to get him in round 2 though. I'm gonna gamble on getting him in round 2. I low-key might take Josh Norman here. I mean, obviously he to me looks like the best player available here, honestly, so I definitely think that's where we're gonna start. Olivier Vernon ended up was pretty good too, don't get me wrong. Let me just take a look just in case there's anything else that I'm missing out on, but I think Josh Norman's gonna be the pick. Harrison Smith also really good, listed at corner. But yeah, give me Josh Norman. I mean, he was a Carolina Panther anyway. Hopefully, we can move him to corner. He can become the corner he was when he was in Carolina. So welcome to Carolina, Josh Norman. He is going to be number 46 true value, drafted number 20, hidden dev, but he's going to be our cornerback going into the season. We definitely needed one. Now, I'm hoping Alshon Jeffrey is available to us in the 2nd round. I don't know if I'll get that lucky. We have an early 2nd, which is nice. So Harrison Smith goes, but Alshon Jeffrey I'm going to take here because he ended up being a very good wide receiver, as we all know as well. So if he's still available, that is who we're going to take. So let's see if he's still, yeah, he is. He's right there. So we're going to take Alshon Jeffrey, opposite of Steve Smith Sr. I like that a lot for Cam Newton as a weapon. So we'll take that. Welcome to Carolina, Alshon Jeffrey. So Alshon Jeffrey and Josh Norman, already a great start. We have another pick. Obviously, these are picks based off real life right now, but I mean, you do what you can in these throwback rebuilds. So we shouldn't even have 2 second-round picks for whatever. So we have Brandon Mosley, Winston Guy, Potter, Brandon Brooks. We have another corner, Winnie Merciless. I wouldn't mind taking, or could take Drake Kirkpatrick, but Omar Bolden. What else do we got? McMillan. Casey Hayward, low-key, seems like a steal at this point. We are going to move Josh Norman to corner, though, but Casey Hayward in round 3 could be a really, or I guess this is round 2 still, right? So yeah, we're going to take Casey Hayward here. Let's just double down at corner. Hidden dev, Casey Hayward, Josh Norman, and Alshon Jeffrey. Feels pretty solid so far. We'll make our last pick in round 3, and we'll be good and let the AI take care of the rest. But feeling pretty solid about what we've taken thus far. Merciless was someone I did consider earlier too, but he already went. So we have right tackle, more offensive linemen. We have Chandler Jones. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Welcome, Chandler Jones in round 3. That will be our draft. So that was a really good draft. Only 159 true value, but drafted him at 84. Not mad about who we acquired in this draft. Honestly, a really good haul in my opinion. So let's go ahead, get into the lineup for year 2, and let's see what this is looking like. So here is your lineup going into season number 2. Overall, it's looking really good. And I just realized we have 2 linemen that are superstar that are just sitting in the background right now. So you have so much depth in the O-line. It's not even funny. But I'm going to just leave it the way it is for right now. Alshon Jeffrey, I'm going to just go ahead and move to wide receiver 2. I want him to be the guy opposite of Steve Smith going forward, obviously. Defensively, Josh Norman's a 75 overall and Casey Hayward's a 76 overall. So we could leave Josh Norman at free safety, but since he obviously was a corner, I'm going to move him to corner and see what happens. That number 39 is so ugly for a cornerback. I absolutely hate it. So can we get him to number 24 like he was in real life? Yeah, there it is. So we're going to move him to 24 like he was in real life. And we'll see if he goes down in overall. Obviously being listed at free safety. We'll see what happens there. So cornerback, he is down bad. Wow, he's not even in the rotation now. So maybe playing him at corner is not the move, which really sucks because that's kind of where he was really good. But what can you do? I guess I'll just listen to Madden and move him back to free safety. So we'll do that. So let's take a look to see what happened to him. Obviously, that did not work out like we wanted him to. So cornerback position, he is down to, well, he's a 73 overall at corner. So we're going to move him back to free safety, I guess, which is fine. We're going to simulate year number 2. And we're going to see how this team does. I think we've acquired a lot of talent, which feels great. We'll see how it ends up. And hopefully this team ends up being really good by the end of year 2. Once again, we made it at 9-8 last year. So hopefully we can be better and be legitimate going into this playoff run this year. Hopefully we make it anyway. So at the end of year 2, we finished with a very similar record to last year. But this time around, we do not make the playoffs as we finish up at 8-9, which is definitely pretty disappointing. But it is what it is. So offensively, we were 11th in the NFL. But 9-8 to 8-9, we didn't regress that much, but overall, obviously disappointed with the result of not being in the playoffs. We had 1 touchdown and Cam Newton 341 yards on the ground. You had Steve Smith 1,000, Simpson with 1,000, and Alshon had 700 as well. Greg Olsen 600. Sacks wise, you had 8 from James Anderson, 7 from Charles Johnson, 2.5 from Beeson, and then 2.5 from McLean. And you had 3 interceptions from Brandon Flowers, 3 from Captain Munnerlyn. 1 from Gamble and 1 from Tyvon Branch. So all in all, obviously a very disappointing result because I would love to have been in the playoffs once again. But what can you do? We miss out, and now we got to improve the roster even further. But I do believe with another strong offseason, we're going to be a contender next year if I had to guess. So I don't remember exactly how Steve Smith left Carolina, if he was traded or he left in free agency. Obviously, I know he went to Baltimore, but I don't remember how he left. I didn't really watch football back then like that, so I don't know if he's a free agent coming up. Detroit beats the Chargers in the Super Bowl, so the Chargers really make it very far, I've already noticed in this specific roster. But $70 million in cap space, and we got Jeff Ota, Jonathan Stewart, Captain Munnerlyn. We could probably let some of these guys go. So the first 3 guys we saw we're going to bring back. So we're going to bring back Munnerlyn, Stewart, and Jeff Ota, hopefully. So let's bring those guys back. Hopefully we get them. He's not interested. So honestly, franchise tagging him, I'm going to do it because he's 92 overall superstar. I mean, I think keeping him around is probably important. Jonathan Stewart, want to keep him as well. And I also want to keep Captain Munnerlyn too. So let's see if we can get him to sign back, hopefully on a nice deal, and he will stick around. So that's good. Now we go into the free agency with $25 million in cap space. There were so many like offensive linemen just listed superstar linemen that we can move into the depth chart if needed. And then now what we could do as well is maybe there's a guy we can cut. We'll have Tavon Austin, DeAndre Hopkins in the draft. We'll just take a look and kind of see who we can get. So is there any obvious cuts? So Steve Smith, 34 years old, $28 million, down to an 83 overall. Jordan Gross, and then Ota, we just signed back Beeson. So no, there's no obvious cuts other than maybe getting rid of Steve Smith. But we'll stay away from that for now. We'll see if we can. We'll see how good this free agency class is. If there's like a couple good wide receivers and we can get rid of Steve Smith, maybe we do it, but we'll see. So Alshon Jeffrey ended up being a 75 overall, and Simpson's a 77. So the one thing I want to do, obviously, is we're going to move Bell probably inside and Zimba inside as well because they're superstars. So let's just do that right now. So Byron Bell at 24 years old, a freaking stud. We're going to move him to left guard or right guard, whatever. So let's just do that right now. So right guard, that way he'll play. They're not going to be on the bench anymore because they're freaking good. So he's in there, and we can do the same thing with Mr. Ziemba. So let's move him there as well, and we'll have a really good offensive line going into year 3, which is nice. So let's move him to left guard, and now you have a great O-line, which is nice. Wide receiver is the only thing I think we need on the offense still to this point. So he is going to be under Wharton, but whatever. I mean, as you can see, it's superstar and above for this O-line, which is great. I haven't really had that in a video before. Defensively, Josh Norman's already up to a superstar, which makes sense. Chandler Jones already up to a superstar as well, but only a 73 overall. Cornerback room is actually looking pretty solid. So honestly, defensively, I guess the only thing I really would like to upgrade is maybe the D tackles and the D line. Everything else looks okay. Let's see what free agency has for us. We don't have a ton of money to work with, so I'm just kind of going to look to see who's here. So we have Sebastian Janikowski. We have Ladarius Webb, which we won't go after because our corner, although he'd be a really good corner, but we have good corners right now, so I probably won't spend my money on him. Is there any good wide receivers available? No, not really. So I don't think it makes sense to cut, obviously, Steve Smith. I think we got to keep him with that being said. But low key, do we just sign? Well, D-line was our other position of weakness. Was there any good ones? I don't think there's a single good one I noticed. So yeah, not any good D-linemen. We have Dwight Freeney, I guess. But yeah, nothing really here that stands out. So maybe we do just spend all our money on Ladarius Webb because, I mean, it upgrades our cornerback room. We'll have a ton of depth there. But if we have the money for it and he wants to sign in Carolina, sign me up. I don't know if he will. He might go to the Saints, and he does go to the Saints. We're not going to get him, unfortunately. So all of our acquisitions are going to come through the draft now. We also could make a trade, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I guess we'll see who's available to us on the board when we're in the draft, because if there's not a good wide receiver for us to draft, might just trade for one, because I think that'd probably be the best thing to do. But getting Webb would have been nice. Unfortunately, did not get him. So let's go ahead, get in the draft, and let's see what we got going on here. So we'll be picking at number 18. So we'll see who's on the board. I remember in the Redskins video, I got DeAndre Hopkins. This time we will not get that lucky. Tavon Austin also went. So if there's no good D lineman here and there's no good wide receiver, I think we might trade this pick. But we do have Sheriff Floyd, which I don't remember much about him. Lane Johnson, DJ Hayden, AJ Manuel, Swearinger, John Bostic. Jonathan Hankins is okay. But yeah, overall, Justin Hunter, Bernard, Le'Veon Bell would be crazy, but I don't know. I don't think, and then Quan Short. Didn't he play for Carolina, or am I crazy? I don't know. But honestly, to me, the main thing I want is a wide receiver. I really badly want a wide receiver. There's Keenan Allen, though, and Robert Woods, but I want a guy that's established right now. So I think we're going to trade this first-round pick to get an established wide receiver. So the offer we're going to make to the Vikings is for Percy Harvin. We're going to be offering our 18th pick to see if we can get Percy Harvin on this team. They're going to decline it, though, out of the gates, so we might have to trade more than I'd want, but we'll trade a third and a fourth. If they say no to this, we'll try for somebody else. So no, Percy Harvin is not going to be good enough to get. I'm also going to see about AJ Green, so we'll see if we can get him. I don't know if we will be able to. Nope, not AJ Green either. So we're just going to cycle through all the good wide receivers we potentially want, and we'll just keep making offers. So don't want Vincent Jackson. Dwayne Bowe is interesting from the Chiefs. Not somebody I often get, but that would be interesting. Dez Bryant's also kind of crazy. Brendan Marshall, Devon Best, Jeremy Maclin, Steve Smith. Is that a duplicate of Steve Smith? Well, I don't know what's going on there. So Steve Smith, Roddy White, Julio Jones obviously would be insane. I doubt we could make this happen, but they almost accepted. Now, Julio Jones feels a little unrealistic because it's their division rival, obviously, so might not do that one. But we have Titus Young. I don't know much. I remember much about him. Randall Cobb, Wes Welker. Moore, I don't know if I remember him, but he is an 88 superstar dev wide receiver. So give us this guy, although I don't remember much about him. I guess we'll offer more since he's a superstar. So let's offer another fourth to see if that does anything. Still going to say no, and then we'll give ourselves another 6. So a lot of draft capital, but at the end, never mind. Can we trade a 5th, or we're going to go for somebody different? So if they can't do this for a 5th as well, then we move on, and they will accept. So we finally get our wide receiver. Traded a lot of draft capital to do it, but we get ourselves an established wide receiver with Cam Newton, which I feel good about. Monty Teo just went with the pick that we could have taken there, but now we're here. Zach Ertz feels pretty interesting to take. Let's take a look to see if there's anybody else of interest for us. Travis Kelce's here too, which would be wild. We have Travis Kelce and then there's Keenan Allen, Teron Armstead. There's so many good players here, it's not even funny. But give me... Oh, Tyrann Mathieu here too. Damn, dude. This is actually crazy how many good players are in this draft. It helps to have known how these guys ended up, obviously. I took Travis Kelce in the other video, so I probably won't take him today. But low-key... John Jenkins out of Georgia, probably be the worst pick we could make here. So I'm not going to go with him because of how much talent is on the board right now. But I guess we could take Tyrann Mathieu at LSU. We don't need a corner, but yeah, we'll take him here. And number 17 in true value, hidden depth corner. Welcome to Carolina. I'm going to let my AI take care of the rest, and we'll see what the lineup's looking like for year number 3. But happy to have gotten another wide receiver opposite of Steve Smith. We'll have Alshon Jeffrey out there too. Should be a good room for Cam Newton to throw to. So let's take a look at the lineup going into year 3 to kind of see what we're working with. So clearly we got more now with Cam Newton. We got O-line looking really good. Greg Olsen, Steve Smith, Alshon Jeffrey, Simpson, Jonathan Stewart. Defensively, we have Josh Norman, Beeson, Thomas Davis, Branch, Brandon Flowers, Matthew. I mean, our cornerback depth chart is just kind of insane. Not even going to lie to you. Greg Hardy. D-line is probably the one position we've definitely failed at upgrading for the most part. But we're going to make sure that this team gets themselves into the postseason. I think this team is absolutely good enough to do so. So hopefully we do end up making it. And I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. So at the end of the season, we finish up at 11-6 and make the playoffs, which feels good to finally have made it with a better record than 9-8 or 8-9. But we're offensively third in the NFL. And defensively, we're 22nd in the NFL. So Cam Newton, 33-5, continues to be really good. 829 yards and 16 touchdowns from Stewart, 500 yards on the ground, and 10 touchdowns from Cam Newton. 1,000 yards from Steve Smith, 960 from Greg Olsen, 900 from Alshon Jeffrey, and then 800 from Moore, also with 11 touchdowns on top of that. Sacks-wise, you had 10.5 from Charles Johnson, 4 from Beeson, 2 from James Anderson, and 2 from McClain. 2 interceptions from Beeson, 2 from Flowers. We did not turn over the football enough, unfortunately, interceptions-wise. Maybe we got some fumbles, but man, we did not turn the football over a lot, which does not spell well in the playoffs. But we are playing, I always look over who we're playing. It's the Saints. We're playing our fellow division rival who have, of course, Drew Brees and Jimmy Graham. So this will be interesting to see how this one goes. Let's jump in and play the Saints and see if we could beat them to move on to the next round. So obviously Drew Brees will not be easy to beat. We all remember how good Drew Brees was, but let's see if we can come on the road in New Orleans and take them down, as they're going to jump up 7-0. So we're going to need to put up some points in this one, and they're up 14-0 just like that. But we will get a field goal on the board, and our defense is not getting any stops so far. It'll be 6 field goals is not going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why we're settling for field goals. Third quarter, 1:35 left in the clock. We need to score quickly here, and then we need to hope that our offense, our defense does something, because we cannot afford to just go back and forth with the Saints right now. I mean, they clearly have the advantage right now, and I'm not going to be able to get that ball off, but Moore might have been able to beat his corner there, or beat his man there and have a deep touchdown, but we did not have enough time to wait. But I'm going to throw him on a go ball again and see if, okay, so they're going to leave him one-on-one. And he is there. As long as this is a good ball, this is a touchdown, I think. And that will be a one-play touchdown, which we needed. And now we need our defense to get a stop in the worst way possible. So, also, we need to go for 2 in this situation, I think. So, let's go for 2 because we need to at this point. So, what do we want? I'm going to do spacing switch. And we might be able to just, we'll see what opens up here. So, going to be looking for Alshon Jeffrey. He is there, I think. As long as he catches, he does. Boom. Okay, so as long as our defense gets us a stop, we might be able to get back in this game. And they do get us a stop. So that is nice. Actually, a quick stop on top of that. So they're playing aggressive, though, on Moore. We got a one-play touchdown out of him. Let's see if we can make something happen again here. And they're going to be very aggressive. And Alshon's going to come down with a great ball in the middle. Beautiful ball by Cam Newton on top of that, and that takes us to the fourth quarter. But we have an opportunity to tie this game, which feels good at this point because we were looking like we were about to get blown out there for a second. So, all right, all we need is a good drive here, and we can tie this game. So let's see if we can get something going here. All right. I think we have... Actually, we got Cam Newton. We have freaking Cam Newton. I could have maybe thrown it to X, but let's just be safe with the football. Run it with Cam Newton here, and we're getting that much closer to getting in the end zone. We're going to be almost to the red zone. Hoping to see more on this corner route if we have time to throw it. And it's not there. Let's just take the check down with Greg Olsen. Not going to get many yards on it, but 3-yard gain is better than a sack that we could have taken there. I'm going to go flood now and continue to look at this left side. And B is going to be open, so let's just take Steve Smith underneath. Going to break a tackle. Now we're inside the 10. So we have the ability to tie this game here. So let's play action, boot slide it to the other side. Let's see if we can get more in the end zone. I think he is going to be there. He is. That's a very dangerous ball because there was a lot of defenders there. But we get a dot from Cam Newton in the end zone, and defense gets us another stop. So all we need to do now is just basically get in field goal range, and we can win this bad boy, which feels good at where we were at the beginning of this game. So would be a tremendous comeback. Let's just take Alshon for 8 yards there. We're going to be... we're not at the 2-minute warning just yet. I actually think some of these plays are very interesting. Can we get Steve Smith to burn his man with his double move? Oh, he is there. No, he's not. No, he's not. That could be picked. I got really lucky. I misread that so badly. I thought he was already going to go. He didn't even make his double move yet. That's my fault. So let's just run this and get a first down here. I think Jonathan Stewart can get us the first down, hopefully anyway. We'll find out. So I'm going to run the ball. And yeah, there's a hole there for the first down. So we needed that. And that should take us to the 2-minute warning. So now we're on a tie ball game. 2 minutes left in this one. And all we need to do now is just get in field goal range. And let's keep going with that. And we have nothing. I'm throwing this away. This is not there at all. I was hoping to see Steve Smith in the out route, but that was well covered. So just throw that one away. And I don't like this at all. So let's actually, yeah, this looks a lot better. Going to be looking for Alshon mainly here. And he is there. And that was almost a sack, but we got rid of it for another first down. And let's just keep this clock moving. Fake screen verticals is interesting here. I'm going to run this. And we'll see if we can get anybody confused. I'm going to throw RB on a go. Let's see. Is it... He might be there. Maybe. This could be a very interesting ball. And he is going to catch it for the touchdown. Let's go. That worked beautifully. And now we just need to stop on defense. And we get the stop we're looking for. They turn it over on downs. And just like that in wildcard weekend, we beat the Saints on the road to move on to the divisional weekend. What a game that was. Let's continue that momentum into the next one. And now we head on the road to play the San Francisco 49ers. So I actually don't know who they're starting at quarterback. It looked like it was Alex Smith, but it's not anymore. Oh, that's Nick Foles. That's who it was. I saw F-O, but I didn't know who that was. That's Nick Foles. So starting off with the football here, and we will go up 7-0. That feels good. And we get a stop on defense on a negative 3-yard rush by Frank Gore. 14-0 lead so far. And we're looking good. I mean, we took down the Saints, and now we have full confidence going this one as we're up 3 possessions. The 49ers may not even score on us in this game, and we just shut them out and beat them 28-0 in a divisional round in a rainy environment, and now we're headed to the NFC Championship. Obviously, Cam Newton has gotten to the Super Bowl before. It was not a great showing when he was there against that good Broncos defense, but hopefully we can get there again. We got one more game to go before we do that. Let's see who will be our opponent in the NFC Championship. So it's actually going to be Eli Manning and the New York Giants in front of us in this NFC Championship bout. So hopefully you can head on the road again in MetLife and win another one on the road. We've done 2 of those so far. And we are getting terrible field position so far. Or the Giants have gotten beautiful field position. And we find ourselves in a bad situation just like we were in the Saints game. And did we just throw up? I don't know what's going on here. Can we score here? 10-20. Okay, so we still have a chance to come back here. Might have to do a similar thing that we just did in the Saints game. So let's continue to see if we can make big plays, because big plays have been there for us, especially with the guy we acquired. He's been getting open downfield with ease, which has been really nice to have. So might have to throw this one away. Don't even know what I was looking at there, to be honest with you. But passing offense, 64 yards. Wait, 600. Wait, does he have... I'm so confused what that means. He doesn't have 624 yards. I don't know what the hell that was saying, but regardless... I mean, I would love to get more on another deep go because he's been there every single time. But instead, we'll have the underneath with Jonathan Stewart, which, I'm about to say, if we could juke both these guys, only 80 yards today for Cam Newton, so not great. So I think that what that was saying is he only had 60 yards today, which is not good, obviously. But we're going to go to more. He's been coming up big time. Did he make another big play? Oh, he drops it. His hands were on it. Man, that would have been beautiful because that would have left us plenty of time on the clock. But he's been clutch, man, so we'll continue to try to feed him downfield for sure, especially if they leave him open again. But I think we're going to have Greg Olsen here. And what a... Not going to have Greg Olsen. Could have made a beautiful catch, but unfortunately that did not work out. All right, well, this is going to be 4-down territory because obviously... And I'm looking for more here on this deep go. I think they're going to leave him there open. Nope, we're going to have Greg Olsen in the middle. Let's just take the middle, get the first down. So we'll do that. That was a 3rd and 10. He was wide open in the zone, so we'll take that. And I think Moore's going to be there. He is there. He is there. They're not even there. It was there, but he got slowed down by the defender. I was going to say the guy was not even on the right side of the field for that defense, and unfortunately, we threw it maybe a little too soon. But man, that would have been beautiful had he came down with that, but he just did not have enough time to get to the spot. But we'll have Y in the middle. Alshon Jeffrey is going to get us in the red zone. We need to score quickly here because we need to allow our defense to hopefully get us 3 stops. Let's continue to just absolutely going to be looking for Stewart on this corner route. Hopefully they're going to have a free blitzer. I'm going to throw it to him anyway, and that is going to be, man, Stewart, if you could have hung on to that, that would have been exactly the kind of things Cam Newton could have done back then. I saw the free blitzer. Unfortunately, no one picked him up. It was just a free runner at the quarterback. But okay, I sold that. 3rd and 11. We got to go quicker here. I don't know what I was doing there, but all right. Let's go. They're going to have a free blitzer again. I'm going to go. Okay, that was a 4th and 11. I think we got to kick the field goal here, right? Let's kick the field goal. Allow our defense to hopefully get us 4 stops. So let's kick the field goal and let's have a 1-possession game on our hands and see if our defense can get us the ball back. So let's slow this down. 2nd and 5. All right, 3rd and 5. Can we get a stop, please? And yes, 4th and 5. We're going to get the ball back. So let's jump out here and play this one. Let's start with a slip screen before the 2-minute warning. And we'll see if we can get a touchdown on the board. And you guys know my MO. Okay, we didn't get that ball off in time. But so you guys know my MO. Or we're already past the 2-minute warning. What am I talking about? But you guys know I'm going to go for 2 if I have the chance and win the game. Because I love going for 2 and just winning the game and not worrying about overtime. But all right. I think we might have to throw this to A, and Greg Olsen will be there. I'm just going to possession that one. Although, probably could have yacked that one, but I just saw too many defenders in the area. I just wanted to take the less risk of him, you know, finding a way to not have come down with that. But all right. Let's see what we got going on here. I think we might. I don't get it off in time. I was waiting for the route to develop. Did not have the opportunity to do so. That is my fault. All right. Let's do this again. I love Cam Newton's audibles. Very interesting. But I'm going to go to him. And does he come down with it? No, not there. 3rd and 21. 54 seconds left on the clock. We have 2 timeouts. We need a first down. We need a first down. 13 to 20. 3rd and 21. Let's lock in. Let's see if we can get something going here. I think we have Alshon Jeffrey. First down and more. He's going to come down with it. That was beautiful. We're going to call our first timeout. 46 seconds left on the clock. Needed that in the worst way possible. And now we have the chance to take the lead here. So let's see if we can continue. And this might be risky, but I'm just going to settle him down here. And he is going to be on the 1-yard line or the 3-yard line. So I'm going to actually go no huddle. And because I want no time on this clock left remaining. Now they are going to sack me. So let's call our timeout. 18 seconds left. And now we cannot take a sack. Cannot take a sack at all. We have to get this in the end zone no matter what. So let's see what we like. I'm going to go. Don't like anything here. Oh my goodness, we can't take a sack. And Cam Newton gets us in there. Oh my gosh, that was nerve-wracking. I was going to say, both the routes I was looking at were covered. So now we're going to be crazy, and we're going to go for 2 here and see if we can win this the game. So let's see what we got. So going for 2 is always risky business, but I feel good about our chance of winning this game on a 2-point conversion. So we have Greg Olsen. Just catch this, and that will be the game. 13 seconds left. Greg Olsen, you absolute freaking stud. As long as our defense doesn't allow something crazy to happen, we're going to the Super Bowl. And let's just advance this. Yeah, so 21-20 win. And let's go see who we play in the Super Bowl. There's a certain team in the AFC in this video that cannot be stopped. You guys probably maybe know who I'm talking about. The Chargers just continue to make it in the Super Bowl every single season I've seen them. They like beat the Lions, I think, the first season or something like that. Philip Rivers and the Chargers just continue to make it here. So we get to play them this time in the Super Bowl. And I believe I've played them in one of these throwback rebuilds too. So it's a 7-7 ball game. And we'll be up 14-7. So that's good. Can we continue to have the lead here? Trying to get Cam Newton a Lombardi trophy. And the Chargers are going to maybe make this interesting here in just a second. But our offense can score another interception from Tyvon Branch. And we're up 10-20. And that is all she wrote. So just like that, we're going to end this video off with Cam Newton getting a Super Bowl trophy. Obviously, in real life, when he made it, did not have the greatest showing against that Broncos defense. But this time around, against a different AFC West opponent. We're going to win the Super Bowl with Cam Newton as a quarterback, which feels really good to have succeeded that. So fun video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. These throwback rebuilds have been a ton of fun. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.